BetMGM.com/Medicare. Here's why I enjoy sports betting. It kind of gives you some skin in the game, as BetMGM likes to say.
You know you're a sports bettor when you're tuning in to watch a UConn football game. Chelsea Messenger and Michael Jenkins from the Daily Tip, presented by BetMGM. That's some bad football, but if you have some skin in the game, all of a sudden you're invested in it, and then you look at the games from a different perspective. All the insight you need to bet smarter is at BetQL.com. And listen to the Daily Tip streaming weekday mornings from 6 to 9 Eastern on Odyssey.
The Lions VIP tailgate is before every Lions home game by Bullseye Event Group. Start your game day off right. Open bar 3 hours before kickoff. Food Network chef Aaron May and local chef Kate Williams. All you can eat and drink 3 hours before kickoff. The Lions VIP tailgate by Bullseye Event Group. Get your tickets today at bullseyeeventgroup.com.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papero of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
The best Christmas music from Nat King Cole to Mariah Carey. Songs the whole family can sing along with. Search Classic Christmas on the Odyssey app to listen now. Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. Smile day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1. The Ticket.
Monday Night Football, it's the G-Men visiting Tampa Bay tonight. The Bucs favored by 11. Gronk expected to play for Tampa here at the Bet 1270. Meanwhile, the Lions will play the Bears on Thanksgiving Day. Bears favored by 3.5. Lions quarterback Sam Boyle, a passer rating of 34.1 yesterday. College football Saturday, Ohio State favored now by 8 over Michigan. That's a 12 noon kick at the Big House. Hear it right here on 97.1. The Ticket. Buckeye quarterback C.J. Stroud now the outright favorite, a minus 220 to win the Heisman. MSU Kenneth Walker, his odds dropped to 25-1. Michigan State favored home by half point over Penn State. That's on Saturday as well. And the once fledgling United States Football League announces their return to the spring in 2022. The once champion Michigan Panthers will be among the teams returning. They played in the Silverdome back in the 1980s. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson for more 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Fires down the right seam. Wilson opens down into the 40 of the Spartans, to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone goes Garrett Wilson as Ohio State scorches Michigan State's defense for a 77-yard touchdown play. 2 possessions, 2 scores, 13-0 Buckeyes. Looking left, Johnson deep on the left side, toward the end zone for Olave. Got it! Another touchdown. 50-yard airmails, proud to Olave.
Chris Olave, congratulations. You are the new record holder in the history of Ohio State football. How about that, Big Daddy?
Stroud looking to throw. Short toss in the end zone. Wide open score. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Wow. He was wide open. And Ohio State's going to head to Ann Arbor to play for a Big Ten East Championship against Michigan as they defeat Michigan State today in convincing style, 56-7.
That was so bad. I love that. That's really well done by Roberto. I like the little clown whistles or whatever the hell that is. That's really well done. Honestly, it's the only joy I can take out of whatever that nonsense was from Saturday. That was bad. That was weird. Hold on. Breaking news. Rico Beard's nuanced commentary quote, that was bad.
Dude, I mean, it was like Mel Tucker at the post-game press. What do you say after that? You know what? No one says anything on the plane coming back home. They didn't have the players. And you saw the difference between what I think is a legitimate playoff team and Michigan State, who's a good team. But that's the difference between really being at the big kids table of being a Final Four team. Ohio State showed everything that Michigan State was not.
All right, but you're letting them off the hook. See, I don't like that.
I'm letting who off the hook?
You're letting State off the hook because, Rico, if you go and you get killed.
I'm not just letting them off the hook.
Because they didn't compete for a single play. I don't care who you are.
Okay, you know, this is just you pointing me an ass right now because I just saying Ohio State is Tucker does the same thing that Mark D'Antonio did in I think it was 2011 when they got blitzed by Alabama. I think the final score was 49-7. And that's when D'Antonio said, okay, I need to get players like that. I don't ever want to experience this again. And that started that whole his rise to the mountaintop. Right. That's what you got to hope that Tucker takes from this game. Because other than that, man, there was nothing else to talk.
And listen, the one thing I'm confident in is, well, Tucker ain't running a country club. So if he's unhappy with certain members of the staff, they won't be there. Now, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to tell you whether Scotty Hazelton's a problem or not, or Harlan Barnett's doing his job or not. Bottom line is, there are 130 Division I teams, and you got the 130th ranked pass defense. God, you'll never sell me we got the worst players in America. You just won't.
I mean, Mike, think about that. Vanderbilt has a better secondary, better pass defense.
It's crazy. So someone's got to pay the piper. Now, whether it's a coach or whether it's you brought these kids in from the portal, they're not in the system long enough, and you're asking them to do things they can't do. Look, either way, Ohio State's a wonderful team, but they're not that good. And what I don't like is when you go out there and you make your own program look Mickey Mouse. That looked ridiculous out.
See, this is where we'll disagree because I do think that Ohio State is that good. I mean, Ohio State belongs in the top 15. Them playing against Georgia or them playing against Alabama or Notre Dame, I think it's going to be some good games because those receivers, I mean, Olave's their third best receiver. Who would have thought you would have said that at the beginning? Chris Olave, third best
Hey,
receiver.
the crazy part for me is you just watch the game, and I mean, whether it's everyone targets Angelo Gross, you can't cover a dead guy. But the lack of discipline, the blown assignments, like, hey, they're going to score touchdowns without your help. MSU, you may as well blindfolded both Xavier Henderson and Angelo Gross. I mean, Kimbrell on one play gave up 10 yards of cushion, takes a wrong step, Olave's 5 yards behind. Like, fellas, if what were you doing in film, or like, what are you looking at? The other guys are better than you. They don't need the help. It was so sloppy. And I'll tell you the other thing, too. Ohio State knew when we were blitzing. They had their little orphan Annie decoder rings out because anytime State tried to bring pressure early, they ran motion one way, and it was right into the blitz, and the other side of the field was naked. They worked us every which way. It's why Ryan Day is so good. Everybody's like, he took over a good program. Ryan Day took Urban's program and made it better. And he's an elite play caller, man. That dude is Satan calling plays.
He's super sized. Yeah, I was already thinking about the Michigan game at halftime. It should have. But the best thing that Ryan Day did for MSU, he called off the playoffs.
They could have saved 100. And that's not hyperbole. If they wanted 100, they could have scored 100.
Mike, they could have got 56 in the first half, and he took a knee with 30 seconds. Because I think they could have scored.
I'll tell you the other thing I'm concerned about as far as heading into the Penn State game, Rico, we're running out of gas. We're running out of bodies. Your left tackle walks out the door, can't replace him. Kenneth Walker's banged up. That guy, we're dead. Jalen Naylor's not back. They lost Jaden Reed. Like, we don't have bodies. So I don't know if they can pull this off and save the season and beat Penn State, because I tell you, they're running out of dudes.
Yeah, but some of the injuries, I think it was the fact that it was 49-0 at halftime, and I don't need you out here for a game you can't win. So you know what? You're gonna take the second half off. So just go ahead and tap out. We'll play the back. Now, the Kenneth Walker thing. Walker wanted to get back into the game. I don't know how much you take from that. He wanted.
That's fine.
He was a little upset that he didn't get to get back in there.
Well, and he's lost any chance tonight. That's done. We'll go to New York and try to do that, but we're going to advance and they're going to have 6 carries.
No, I was about to say unless Stroud. Is that Stroud? Nice.
I give it to Stroud. Well, how about this? I got to see the game this week.
I was about to say,
set up Michigan and Ohio State, and I've got a lot more belief in you if Evan Rico does. We'll have fun with that down the line. And the Lions are still in play. We'll get to this Lakers-Pistons brawl as well. Lots left to do. Thanksgiving Day, FanDuel, $150 on a $5 bet to join FanDuel Sportsbook. New customer, chance to pony up, get 30-1 odds. Just place a bet on any NFL team to win on Thanksgiving Day. Wouldn't place it on the Lions. Bears, Lions, Raiders, Cowboys, Bills, Saints. Figure it out. that's my point. Is that there's no scenario that we're going to beat that team to me, but there's also no scenario where I accept that performance. That was pathetic.
When you step up to the big boys table, Ohio State pays attention to you, and this is what happens when you aren't ready. Buckeyes are operating the Death Star right now.
All right, well, listen. Rico may get the last laugh. I think Michigan is going to give them everything they want this Saturday. I just feel it in my bones, and that point spread, I can't get it out of my mind. It currently sits at 8.
Yeah, you may need to get a better winter coat if you're feeling this in your bones, Mike.
I'll invest in a little puffy coat, whatever you want. David, go ahead.
We may have to get you the space jacket. And David,
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Death Star get blown up? That may be the wrong metaphor.
That may be the wrong metaphor. I think you're right about that. MSU DBs were 5 yards away from every receiver who set up in a soft spot. At least go stand by the receiver.
No, don't, because that one behind you. The safeties were horrible, and I'll tell you another one of the culprits, and everybody's son. That defensive line was pathetic. I mean, OSU's O-line is good. They're not Alabama good. For Christ's sake, anyone want to play today? Anybody? I got to look at Drew Beasley chopping wood in the fourth quarter down 50. Drew, put it away. Chop life. Do it on the plane with a crossword puzzle. David, go ahead.
I thought you guys were going to get blown out, but 49-0 at halftime.
It's a joke. No, a total joke. It cannot happen. It's pathetic. There's his mulligan. Enjoy the contract extension whenever you sign it, because if that happens in the future, my reaction will not be the same. Go to Mark, West Bloomfield. What's up, Mark?
Hey, hi there. First off, Michigan State lost by a score that you would have expected Ohio State to beat Kent State or Buffalo. Secondly, I know nothing about how they do talks for new contracts and new schools, but wouldn't you think that they would have given him that massive contract after he beat an actual extremely tough team, instead of rewarding him with such a massive contract before?
Well, I think the talks really started in earnest, Mark, after he popped Michigan. That's really where it began, along with the LSU rumors heating up. Now, you don't put together a $95 million deal, which I'm sure you're keenly aware of. You don't put that together over 10 minutes in a dinner napkin. It does take a few weeks.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Okay, thanks so much.
Okay.
Yeah, that and the fact that, he didn't get the contract to beat Ohio State in this game. This contract is because they're saying, down the line, we expect you to be like Ohio State and to beat the Ohio State Buckeyes.
But I'll hold him to the same standard I hold Harbaugh. Your job is to close that gap, and your job is to beat them a couple of times. No, you're never going to get to a point where you're beating them even on even terms. But in a 7-year span, you better beat them a couple times. You got to break through.
Yeah, but one of the first things he came out and said, because he was honest about it, he was like, you guys see it, this is not new news. We got to recruit better. We need better people here. We need better depth. Guys who can play one-on-one against the Buckeyes. We don't have that right now.
No, the other thing with Ryan Day, and it might be why you end up being right, he's not just a CEO. This is an offensive tactician. This is an offensive genius where Ryan Day can attack. He can find what he wants, and he has the personnel. It's a very NFL model. You got a weakness in the NFL, the other guys are going to find it and exploit it until you die. And Ryan Day is unbelievable at it.
I felt so bad for Anthony Gross and just fake an injury. He's got a hamstring. Just get off the field.
Pretend it's a World Cup. Somebody get the magic spray and a stretcher. Get this guy off the field. Get him out of here. That was bad.
I felt so bad.
He can't cover a soul anyways, but yeah, that was a worst case scenario for me. Go to Mark, 97.1. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good, man.
So you're saying that Dan Campbell's play calling shots aren't quite that of Ryan Day?
Yeah, I'd say he's just a few steps south of that.
A couple steps behind. Honest question, not a troll job here. I'm not a Michigan State, not a Michigan fan. I despise Ohio State.
Yeah.
Kentucky versus Michigan State on a neutral field. What's the point spread?
You said Kentucky?
Yeah, I'd probably say MSU minus 2.5.
Okay, I think they're Super either way.
Yeah, and Mark, I've watched Kentucky 3 times this year. Boy, I tell you, do you think our defense is bad? Have you seen theirs? Mercy.
Yeah, my next point was, I watched Ferris Cosplay for 2 seasons. He played for the Pirates.
Yeah, he's wildly undisciplined. He needs a ton of coaching. He needs a big off season. But I'll give the young man credit, Mark. He had a brace the size of a refrigerator on his knee.
He shouldn't have been playing in the game. Let's just call it.
And he
like
wants the part.
Yeah, no, listen. If that kid can learn a system and look, Mark, you know what I know. Jeremy Pruitt at Tennessee, they weren't doing any coaching. Crouch needs a full winter, a full spring. He needs to learn how to be a pro.
Mike, just call it away. He was basically freelancing out there all year. Yeah. And he's got the athleticism that he can probably make up for his mistakes. But yeah, if he actually knows what the defense is and where to go, I think he's going to be a better player. He shouldn't have been out there. He kind of just forced his way out in the field and said, I can do better than what these guys are doing.
That was interesting because I saw that he wasn't playing. Then I saw somebody say, oh, he was on the field. He's dressed up.
He was.
And then he played, and I was like, well, what happened?
He tested it out. He wasn't right. Yeah. He had a huge brace on his knee. Missed last week's game.
Yeah, he was running with the second team all like in warm-ups, and the goal was just not to have him play, and he was just like, screw this, put me out on the field. I can do better.
I'll be very impressed if they can beat Penn State, because I got to be honest with you. This is, and again, all right, here we go. I'll get my balls broken. But like when you're Cinderella, this is what you worry how it ends. You kind of, you fall down the stairs. Like it's just, I don't know. I got to see it to believe it. If Penn State's motivated with the defense they have, I don't know, man. Clifford's going to drop back 50 times. It'll still be a good season, but man, it will be a bitter pill to swallow if they go out, miss the Year's Six Bowl, lose the last couple. That's tough. Tough look.
I think a lot of it's who's going to be playing. I mean, do you get Naylor back? What's Walker? What's Reed? What's all of this stuff? Because what you saw in the Buckeye game, you don't have the backups. The main guys aren't ready to hit the stage, and with the bright lights, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, well, there better be a better effort.
So, like I said, you know what? Here's the sad thing, Mike. I think that was the best effort you were going to get out the backups. That was it. You played the wrong team to have a bunch of backups out there.
248-539-9797. Hang on 1 second, because we're way over, and David just told me I'm number one, but not in a polite way. We'll get more of the people. We can get back to the Lions stuff. If you're impatient, you can use Odyssey.com Rewind. We gave you over 2 hours of Lions coverage. 97.1.
All right, check this out, guys. Holidays are coming up. You want some money, some extra money for gifts, or to take a vacation, or to redo the kitchen, whatever you want to spend your money for, give my guys at Hall Financial a call. Right now until the end of November, they will cover the cost of your appraisal on your home loan, saving you up to $750. You don't believe me? Check out their 4,000 five-star reviews. And everybody's saying how great Hall Financial are. Why? Because they care about you. They don't care about the money. They care about you. If refinancing is not the thing for you, they'll tell you. Big banks won't do that. And if Hall Financial can get you a new loan, they're going to try and close this thing in 8 business days or less. You get it before Christmas. Go to a big bank, looking at about 60 days. You won't get it for Christmas. Your son won't be getting the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Call the mortgage experts at Hall Financial for a free 5-minute mortgage review. Call 866-CALL-HALL. That's 866-CALL-HALL. Or visit them online at callhallfinancial.com.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, icicle removal has been cleared. All lanes have been reopened. 696 westbound at Coolidge. There's a crash blocking the 2 left lanes on 10 southbound at Telegraph. Couple of accidents on I-94, one westbound after Harbor Avenue in Clinton Township, and another on 94 westbound at Telegraph. Both are blocking the right shoulder. Telegraph northbound at Square Lake Road, there's an accident. Another is reported. Orchard Lake Road northbound at 13 Mile in Farmington Hills. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
What do you want from your sportsbook? The best odds, daily personalized promotions, same-game parlays you can boost for even bigger payouts? How about a faster app with easier withdrawals and complete security? Sounds like you don't want to just bet, you want to live your bet life. When you bet with PointsBet, you get better odds and bigger payouts, all in a fast and reliable sportsbook. Looking to bet big? PointsBet Diamond Club is an invite-only premier betting experience. Visit the promo page on PointsBet.com to request access and start earning Diamond Club benefits like exclusive access to tickets and events, 24/7 premium service, a 10% top-up bonus every deposit. Get up to $3,000 and an exclusive experience per Diamond Club referral and unlock personalized promotions. What are you waiting for? Sign up for PointsBet today and live your bet life. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
The Xfinity Black Friday sales event is happening now on Xfinity Mobile. Now, new and existing customers can get our best wireless deal of the year. Ask how to save up to $1,000 on select phones with trade-ins for a limited time. Plus, get 5G coverage on the most reliable network at no extra cost. With all these savings, you can go all out on gifts for the family, like that new gaming console for the kids, a new phone for your chatty aunt, and noise-canceling headphones so Dad can tune it all out. Don't miss your chance to ask how to save up to $1,000 with our best wireless deal of the year during the Xfinity Black Friday sales event. Sale ends December 6th, so mark your calendars and get this deal before it's gone. Don't wait. Act now for our best wireless deal of the year, just in time for the holidays. So go to XfinityMobile.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details today. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings requires eligible phone purchase and trade-in. Actual savings vary. Most reliable based on Root Metrics US report. Results vary, not an endorsement.
What do you call a group of friends who wear the same jersey for good luck, no matter how old it is, and who support their team through thick and thin, week after week, as if the very season depended on it, all while tossing the pigskin and drinking Miller Lite? You call it Miller time in Detroit. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2021 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Dan Campbell joins Stoney and Jansen Tuesdays at 7:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Absolutely fantastic job by the callers today. We're rocking and rolling. The Lions stuff is there with Dan Campbell. I mean, this guy is showing red flags everywhere with the play calling. Michigan State shows its ass. I think it's a bigger deal. Hey, maybe that's me. Look, Michigan, Ohio State, that's going to be the rest of the albeit abbreviated week. But yes, I'm going to put my money behind Michigan. It's not just some radio bit. I don't know. I just got a weird feeling that point spread is weird, and I'm going with it. And I do have reasons, but I'll save them for Wednesday's program. David, you want to do a few?
Do it tomorrow.
Why tomorrow?
Because I'm here tomorrow.
Oh, I have to cater to him. Okay, fair enough. We'll do it tomorrow for real.
I'm sorry. Never mind. Never.
Radio be damned. Do it for me. I'll do it tomorrow for you. David, quickly, what do you got?
Why no talk about MSU's horrible play call? Their plan was to come out throwing and have a shootout. Meanwhile, no excuses. Mel was blaming his players, saying he needs better recruits.
All right, hold on. Here's what we're doing. First of all, I know you're a Michigan fan, and your coach spent weeks crying about officiating. Go read Mel Tucker's comments after the game, where he basically said, there's nothing. I don't want to hear anything, anyone. A coach saying that they are going to be relentless in recruiting to close the gap on Ohio State, that's honesty. That's not making an excuse, and that's not throwing his players under a bus. It's saying that's the level we have to aspire to. Don't try to do false equivalency to make up for the fact that your coach is an insufferable baby. Stop.
Hold on, and let me help you out with this, Mike. Let me just read the quote. The recruiting is where we're going to have to close the gap, he said in his final answer for 15-minute press conference, because we need more depth. We need more guys that can win one-on-ones. I think that's obvious, and I don't think that's any new news. Actually, if anyone's really paying attention, it's execution. So he's saying, yeah, we need a better team. That's not throwing your players under the bus. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that was a Michigan thing.
It's clear. David, quickly.
By the way, I love MSU and this hurts, but I have a man crush on Ryan Day. This dude is a pit bull. And as pissed as I am with Tucker for letting us be a fire hydrant on Saturday, I do believe he will focus on talent and we will measure up sooner than later.
When you look at what Day has done, it's hard enough to replace Urban Meyer, but then to elevate the program to another level. Day is dangerous because, much like Nick Saban is to defense, Day is to the offense, and it's not a gimmick. And I do wonder if it will look different against Michigan where, look, I think the book is out. You can run the ball on U of M. Their D tackles are nothing special. And if you want to make sure you go on the road and have an element of balance, look, you want Aiden Hutchinson and Ajabo to have to line up on those massive tackles. And you lean on them a little bit. Remind them that Travion Henderson is there. Now, I don't think they're going to go up here and throw 50 times. I don't see it.
Somebody got to think so, unless it's inclement weather. Because their running game is the 4 or 5 yard pass. That's what they do. And then when you think that they're not going to run the balls, when they hit you with Travion Henderson. So, yeah, this will be interesting to see. And unless it's just horrible weather.
It's not right now 38 degrees and partly cloudy. That's what I saw. Obviously, several days to go. Yeah, it's not terrible. So go to Willie. 97.1. What's up, Willie?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, look, I'm not going to talk, about the game. I mean, you pretty much said what it was going to be, and I thought the same way. What I am going to talk about is this, being that I'm from Cleveland. Mike, I love your show. I love you guys very, very much. You tell the truth the way that it needs to be told. And being in Cleveland, okay, we have the fan here. And I'm going to be very brutally honest. I hate the Cleveland fan. I hate their guts. You said something very, very cool, Mike, and I'm going to repeat. You talked about Baker Mayfield, and you asked a very great question. Why is he playing? Well, I asked the same question to these guys, and they hung up the phone. It's very, very simple, okay? Baker Mayfield is a very good quarterback when completely healthy.
That's
and
right.
These guys have totally forgotten.
Oh, Willie, listen, and I think context is important. A, I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. B, you invested $7 million in Case Keenum, who's a very good backup who went out and won you a game a couple weeks ago. I'm watching the game, and it's clear Baker's not right. My point is, at a certain spot in that game, Stefanski should have taken him out. Now, listen, we need somebody who's 100% here. You're going to get yourself killed. He's got a heel injury, an ankle injury, a knee injury, a broken bone in his shoulder, a torn labrum. Willie, I don't think it's an outrageous opinion to say it. That's crazy.
No, it's not outrageous at all. You are absolutely correct. And none of these guys here in the fan in Cleveland acknowledges that. Instead, this is what they say. Right there. Someone that said that Baker needs to pack his bags. That's how bad it's gotten here in Cleveland. That's why you got me as a fan forever.
Well, I appreciate it, Will. I do.
Thanks a lot for the call, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not a tenuous situation regarding a contract extension there. But gee whiz. Yeah, go ahead, Rico. What's up?
You had me as a fan forever.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You had me at hello.
I was just about to say that. You beat me, Mike.
That's right. Let's go. I'm sure Ryan Day's a big fan of Mel Tucker if that's the team he's going to roll out there. Let's go to Phil, 97. What's up, Phil?
Hey, what's up, guys? I love the show, man. I love the honesty, too. I just wanted to talk about Saturday's debacle. I was at home watching it, and it just spiraled out of hand so quickly. I couldn't believe it. It was almost like those guys didn't even want to.
And Phil, Phil hung up on himself or his phone dropped. No, I'm never going to accuse Dan Campbell of trying to purposefully lose. Can't do that. And I can't sit here and tell you that our players didn't want to be there. But I can tell you it looked like it. Right? That's what it looked like. I just didn't see a single... They looked like they got hit by a train and went, wait a second. This is the deep end of the pool and we don't want to be here. That was awful. We'll go and lose 56-24 or something, but at least it was a game for 8 to 10 minutes. I'll live with it. That wasn't a game for 8 to 10 seconds. Rico said it from jump. There wasn't a single moment where I felt like we belonged on the field.
No, because remember I said I'm going to know everything I'm going to know the first 3 drives from both teams. 21-0. Yeah, this thing, Mike, Ryan Day found the weak link, and he just kept turning the screw and turning the screw. He didn't beat himself. He didn't all of a sudden say, you know what, we're going to run this play down. No, they can't stop it. So let's just keep running this play. It got ugly. When he took the knee with 30 seconds to go before the half is when I said, okay, he's going to show Michigan State mercy because they could have scored again and they made it 56-0.
How many possessions did they have, Rico, total? What do you think? 10? 12? I mean,
in the first half?
No, just the whole game. Because I feel like they could have scored every possession they had, Senator.
Well, they had 8 possessions in the first half, and they scored on 7 of them.
Okay, and
they took a knee.
And they punched it once, though. Punch it just once.
In the second half, yes.
Yes, that was called a mercy kill.
I'm just bringing that up because
I think they had a pick. Yeah, so, yeah. But at that point, they were already getting ready for Michigan. I think half the team went out to the practice field and were doing new plays.
Yeah, Travion Henderson basically got a bye week before Michigan. That's how bad we were. So Michigan fans can blame us, I guess, if Travion looks amazingly fresh. We didn't do our jobs.
Yeah, it went the opposite. This was supposed to be a game that we made Michigan State made Ohio State work. They were going to come in banged up. Nah, they took the game off.
It was pathetic. It was one of the single worst performances. Honestly, the 49-3 Bobby Williams, have you lost the team? I don't know. Was a better performance than this. That's how bad this was.
See, to me, this felt like the first time they lost to Alabama, and it was 49-7, and Nick Saban just called off. He did the same. He was like, yeah, we're done here.
What was that, the Citrus Bowl? When Bama went 9-3 because they had a ton of injuries or whatever? Yeah, it was bad. Who did Mark Ingram kill in that game? It was one of our safeties. Who did he kill? I mean, a man died at the goal line. Which one of our safeties? It wasn't Danny Fortner, was it?
He's probably still laying there.
Oh, there's a gravestone right there at the Citrus Bowl. A man in green lies here in state.
Right. He's having drinks in heaven with the Baylor kicker. So
oh my God. I still can't believe it. Do you remember after that game and the kid went to social media and he's like, hey, I just want to let everybody know I am alive.
I think he ended up on MSU staff right now.
The kicker who we killed in the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, I think he works with the kickers.
Well, I'll replace him. Our friends at Paulson's want to say thank you to the listeners in Metro Detroit, and they're doing it with Black Friday pricing every single day. That means you don't have to wait outside. That means you don't need to pitch a tent. That means you don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. or leave your family on Thanksgiving night, which, by the way, any of you who leave your family on Thanksgiving night to save money on a television are disgusting. Go to Paulson's Audio Video whenever you be an adult. It's a gentleman's agreement. It's Black Friday pricing all day, every day, all November. It's PaulsonsAV.com. That's PaulsonsAV.com. Paulson's Audio Video is the toy store for grown-ups.
This is Jim Rome with an Odyssey Sports Minute. I'll tell you what, I understand the NFL MVP award almost inevitably will go to a quarterback. I get that. But it might be time to rethink that, especially if Jonathan Taylor continues to do what Jonathan Taylor is doing. Take yesterday, for instance. He single-handedly went to Buffalo and destroyed the Bills. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5 touchdowns. I tried to tell you a few weeks back how special he was, but even I did not expect him to go to Buffalo and just start snatching souls the way he did. Bills Mafia, you know how I feel about you, but Indy came into your house, they parked on your lawn, they ate your food, they drank your beer, they put their feet up on your furniture, and did other unmentionable things. 32 carries, 185 yards, over 200 yards from scrimmage, and 5 TDs. I know the NFL MVP has turned into the Quarterback of the Year award, but if it truly is the MVP, then JT better be at the top of the list or very close to it. I'm Jim Rome.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to get in on a piece of the action? The only thing better than your football team winning is when you have some skin in the game. This is Ultimate Vegas insider John Anthony, and if you're looking to cash in on tonight's big game, New York, Tampa Bay, I've got you covered. Documented 73% against the spread. Call 1-800-244-5506 for my absolutely free side and total on the recorded message line. That's 1-800-244-5506. What are you waiting for? Get off the sideline. Call 1-800-244-5506 now. New York, Tampa Bay, side and total, free on the recorded message line. Every touchdown and victory dance just got that much smoother. But before you get in on the action, call 1-800-244-5506 or go to VegasScoresAndOdds.com. Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Hey, enjoy a football feast this Thanksgiving Day by winning $150 on a $5 bet when you join FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers, this is your chance to gobble up 30-1 odds to place your first bet on any NFL team to win Thanksgiving Day. So Bears, Lions, Raiders, Cowboys, Bills, Saints, just pick a winner and get 30-1 odds. FanDuel Sportsbook is sports betting made simple. They're always hooking you up with great offers. It's America's #1 rated sportsbook app, and when you win, you get paid as little as 2 hours. Sign up with the promo code Doug to get in on the action. Celebrate Thanksgiving by winning $150 on a $5 bet. Remember to use promo code Doug when you sign up, exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. New Year's is only $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Maximum bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential. Hi friends, Bill Dowling here from Dowling Kia of Madison Heights. If you currently own a Kia, I'd like to invite you to visit our new facility on 14 Mile Road, east of the Oakland Mall, right off I-75. We offer great friendly service, have a well-stocked parts department, and factory-trained technicians. Need a different set of wheels? We offer everything from tires to an outstanding selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. So come discover the Gowling difference. Remember, we want to see you on a Gowling Kia. Check us out online at GowlingKia.com.
The Michigan Wolverines face Ohio State at the Big House. Pregame Saturday at 11. Kickoff at noon on 97.1 The Ticket.
Everything, including Ann Campbell should be thankful this is not a place like Philadelphia or New York, etc., because the last 2 weeks of him taking over the play calling have been some of the most egregious, unacceptable, red flag, possibly fireable offenses you will ever see by a coach. And I know he's a first-year guy, and I know the roster stinks. But this guy's done some things the last 2 weeks that make it seem like he is on an internship, like he's learning here. That's not acceptable. And even worse, you got rid of your OC essentially to do it. So we're going to get into that as well. Michigan State is there, and obviously Michigan OSU is going to be massive. And I've got more belief in the Wolverines than Rico does. I'm just waiting for the number to go up a little bit so I can get a better money line. I want to get as close to plus 300 as possible. And then we're gonna orbitals, ramming speed. I'm betting the Wolverines win again. I'm not taking the points. They either win or they get smoked.
I really want to hear what the rationale.
Oh, I got a laundry list for you. Laundry list.
I've seen both teams play. Common opponent. One team's good. One team's great.
And I'm
not ready to go great. Listen, it's going to be an unbelievable series of radio segments. 248-539-9797. Rico, do you have anything else? Do you want calls? You want calls? All right, we'll go to calls. Dan is in Macomb. He's up next. What's up, Danny?
Good afternoon.
Thanks for keeping my telephone call.
Yes, sir.
Long-time Michigan football fan. In light of the contract off to Mel Tucker, that was about the worst performance in the history of Michigan State football in the first half. That's my comment. My question to you guys is, where do you think Mel Tucker will end up this year? From 16-14 as the head coach right now, do you think he'll be at 500 or above 500 when the season finally ends?
I still hold out some hope they'll get Penn State. And then, look, bowl games are all about matchups. You know, God help you if they pair you up against somebody like Ole Miss. You're dead. But, like, if you face somebody like Kentucky, it's different. I mean, Dan, I'll hold out hope they'll hold serve at home. Rico telling me Penn State has a flu outbreak. Maybe they're missing some guys. I'll say above. But, look, long term, I think he's the right guy for the job. I think he understands what this is. And I think it's, look, if you're going to try to do this in the Big Ten East, there has to be an element of NFL cutthroat CEO to it. I think he has it. It's going to take some time, though. Like, I keep saying it, and it's like people don't want to listen to it. But here, let me just preemptively do this. Instead of me being able to say, Rico, hey, they're going to take a step forward. Look, I thought they were going to be 6-6 this year. Well, they're going to be 9 or 10 or 11, right? Next year, I'll be happy if they get to 8. Because you got to replace a ton. You got to go out and you're going to have a lot of young guys playing. And let's face it, Rico, defensively, they got to hold return 7 right starters. If you plan on being legitimately better.
So I think defensively what helps them is that you're going to have guys who are there not only for the whole practice, but for spring practice. Guys like Paris Sprout just came in during the summer. You're going to get guys on offense like Malik Carr who couldn't practice at all until the middle of the season.
What do you think with Jaden Reed and Naylor? Are they both gone, or do they come back, or do they get one of the two? What do you think?
I think you'll probably get Poachers.
I take that. I'd be thrilled if one of them came back. Look, they're not first-round pick receivers. And therefore, like, if you know you're a third-round pick, you may as well make the money and bring some bread home.
Right. So, and here's the thing. I mean, when you look at this, I look at what Tucker did from year 1 to year 2. Who's to say that he can't keep this thing going, get year 2 to year 3, going out, getting players, replacing, hitting the portal, and just having more time with the guys? Because, yeah, he brought in some 40-some people. But only Kenneth Walker and a handful of guys actually made it for the spring practice. Everybody else, yeah, they're still trying to learn this thing out. So.
The guy they missed the most and no one's talking about is Jared Horst. It's a shame. It really, really is.
That is true.
He was a big-time physical presence on the O-line. He solidified the left tackle spot. And
he wasn't worth 49 points.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant the last few weeks. You've seen it culminating in this shuffled O-line is nowhere near as good as what took the field against U of M. Go to James, 97.1. What's up, James?
Hey, boy. I'm calling to be nervous about that number for Mel Tucker's contract after the game.
No. Why? Am I paying for it?
No, I mean, you guys made a big deal about how much Harbaugh made when he couldn't produce.
Right, and if Mel Tucker takes that money and doesn't produce, ask me what I'll say.
Yeah, I would say if we're having this conversation, if we're having this conversation in year 7, then that's totally different than 7 days after the contract.
Right, like if Tuck takes that money, James, and loses 4 in a row to Michigan, I'll say he ought to be launched into space. Oh, make no mistake, James, I don't play games. Whether it's my team, your team, yeah, Harbaugh walked in as the highest paid coach. He hasn't delivered.
Right, I agree with that. I mean,
you know, and if Mel takes this money, yeah. And we're James, if we're not sitting at St. Elmo's in Indy every few years, it's a failure. Period.
Yep.
But James, he wasn't brought there. The contract wasn't for the Buckeye game this past Saturday.
Well, okay, but you can't play that. You can't say that. You know, you can go out and
no. James, that's the mulligan, right? Like, that's the one time I would borderline accept it. If that happened next year, like,